So did you know, and this is reality, this is facts, that the number one way that people find easiest to sell their offers, products, and services is with live launches. Hello, welcome to Monetizing Mompreneurs podcast, where I take you behind the scenes with industry leaders, entrepreneurs, moms, working professionals, and amazing people pursuing their passions and going for their dreams. And I'm your host, Linda Mendable. So, do you know that I love going live in my Facebook group? And recently, I did a live about launching with a challenge. Not only does it grow your email list and brings people into your world, but it also helps you sell your offers, your one-on-one services. And it honestly comes about in not a so salesy way because it only makes sense for you to pitch your offer to help them have deeper results with what you are teaching. So join Monetizing Mompreneurs Facebook group or join the challenge that you can find in the show notes. I hope that you like this mini series and let's get to it. Hello. We are live. I always like to make sure that I am also live in the Facebook group, but this could be the missing piece on what you may need to live launch and to get people into know more about you, more about the services that you're offering, more about the program that you may be launching. And it also builds up momentum. You can also record it. And if you record it, you can put it into your email sequence. So even if no one shows up, you will also get like a lead magnet with your challenge that you can utilize over and over and over again. Now, if you have a Facebook group, which is even better, you can use the @everyone tag within your Facebook group to also bring eyes into your challenge. And so this is a great opportunity to, promote your content. So we're going to go straight into the slides, and I'm going to share my screen in just a little bit. This is going to be really insightful. It might get your wheels turning on ideas on crafting your own challenge. And this is how I've sold in the past. And so it works. You know what I'm saying? Like it honestly works. So I'm going to share my screen for the slides. Okay, so crafting your challenge. This is day one, and we're going to go into outlining the structure of your challenge. And so if you have your workbook, it's going to take you through the steps, and I want you to go through the exercise, and we're going to go with them together. I love this quote by Mother Teresa, which says, "I alone cannot change the world, but I can cast a stone across the waters to create many ripples." And for me, that's kind of like what we're doing here. And it's kind of like the gist of it. Like you are creating impact, and that stone that you're casting across the waters could be this challenge that you can be impacting other people. So let me know where you're tuning in from. I know, Jessica, are you in Raleigh? I know you're local. Are you in
Yes.
Cary?
I'm in Raleigh. I'm in Old Knightdale, technically.
Okay. So you're in North Raleigh. So you're local. And if you're catching the replay, let me know where you're tuning in from as well. So I'm going to talk a little bit about me. And basically, I am a web designer, a brand strategist, and marketing coach. And I'm here to be your marketing coach for today on how to utilize a challenge to help you, go to that next level, to help you fill your offers, to help people kind of like bring that other connection with you and let them know, are you the right person for them? And so that's what a challenge offers us. So what you're going to learn in this challenge, and I'm going to outline the 3 days. So the next 3 days and the next 3 weeks. So this week, we're going to go into the structure of your challenge. So we're going to be outlining. Day 2 is going to be the building of your audience, right? And don't knock it. Some people will come to your challenge live, and some people will catch the replay, and some will be on that email sequence if you're doing this challenge in a smart way. So what I want you to kind of understand when you're doing your challenge, the best way to do it is live, because you're creating momentum, you're creating buzz, people are going to catch it wherever you're doing it live in. I really recommend doing a challenge within a Facebook group. And for instance, like for this challenge, we had, I think 15 to 20 people, new people joining, and some subscribers already wanting to be a part of this challenge, so that you can have like a really targeted private Facebook group for just the challenge alone. So we're going to be going through how to do that in day 2, how to build your audience. And then in day 3, we're going to talk about the structure of launching your offers. And because of we're doing the outline today, you're kind of going to see how you can put those structure, like the structure of it, and how to present it to your audience. Okay. So why is this the most important step? So did you know, and this is reality, this is facts, that the number one way that people find easiest to sell their offers, products, and services is with live launches. Have you not noticed, like sign up for my webinar, come to this workshop, all of those particularly are live launches. And once they have, this is what they do. Once they have a workshop or a challenge that they launch live that is extremely successful, people, what do? They do target marketing and they do ads, because they know it brings them a bunch of leads. They already know it's a great lead magnet. And when people actually watch what they're presenting, they get massive sign, like a high percentage of whoever attends, you know, becomes basically a prospect, a client, or a lead, or a student, right? And so I want you to understand that this is golden. I mean, have you not seen a lot of the top, including like Jenna Kutcher, Amy Porterfield, Jasmine Star, you know, and a whole bunch of, even in the bro marketing world, right? They do live launches and they do like challenges within Facebook group, because remember, we have that @everyone tag. Like right now, I can definitely put an @everyone tag within this launch, which I'm going to do, and people can attend or not, right? People could come in or not, but this is the beauty of building up your audience. We are going to go into more detail in day 2. So a challenge is a fun and easy way to educate, build, and edify your ideal client, student, or customer. It's a way that they gain knowledge that is credible and also gain insight on why or why not you or your program is the right fit for your people's needs. So this is a great way, you know how they say, you know, you repel or attract in your marketing. So this is a great way for people to know, like, are you the right person? Are you the one that's going to give them the results they're looking for with whatever that you're selling, you know? And they can see your vibe. They can see if you're, you know, walk the talk and stuff like that. They can see like, oh, your teaching style is the right one for me, because it makes it clearer and it makes me want to show up more. So now we're going to start working. We're going to go into the outlining your challenge. So when you are thinking about going through the challenge, I want you to think about, well, first, like, what is it that you're selling, right? Like what program you're selling, you know, what offer, because you can also do this with your one-on-one. You can do an offer like a course. You can launch your course and then do, you know, an upsell to one of your one-on-one, you know, programs or something like that, right? So when you're thinking about your launches, first think about the end result. Where do you want your peoples to go? Like, what would be that call to action after your challenge is done? So you have to give immediate wins. And today you're going to get some immediate wins. You got the workbook, right? You showed up live, you're going to get a template, and I put it in the chat. So, and you can use that within the structure of this particular challenge, because I'm pretty much giving you the framework of how to host and outline your own challenges. And you can just rinse and repeat. And day 3 is going to be amazing, I'm telling you. Okay, so you have to highlight a resource that will help them solidify the win. You have to highlight a resource that will help them solidify the win, right? Mine is your workbooks every Tuesday at 5 a.m. If you're in my challenge, if you signed up for the challenge specifically, you'll be getting a workbook. Now, if you're in my email list and you haven't signed up for the challenge specifically, and this is why I do the segments, and I'm gonna tell you why, is because you guys are kind of like warm leads, and that I know that you're interested in growing with challenges. So if I have another product that will help you with challenges, I know that I can target you, like retarget you and say, hey, I got this new thing, XYZ about challenges, or how a challenge, blah, 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 right? I can go deeper in depth with that. So use your email sequences. And this is what it's about. It's like your email marketing along with live launching. So the resources will be your pitch on day 3. So you got to see, okay, what are your resources? What are the ones that you're going to give for free? And what is the thing that's going to be more in depth? So you got to have to like separate that, and I'll help you in the workbook on how you can separate that out. Now, the resource will be your pitch on day 3, which is going to be amazing. That will bring everything together. For example, you can highlight the quick wins and strategy, right? I'm giving you the strategy, the mindset shifts or perspectives, but deliver in-depth tools to help them solidify a win and move past the blocks that are holding them back. So this challenge is part of kind of like a mini piece of what I am teaching, like that I go more in depth with, right? So there's a reason that this here, and then you'll find out that reason on day 3. But anyways, so let's go through it. So the way we do this, right? Outline the transformation of your offer. And we're going to do this together. So I'm so glad that you guys are here live, because if you have questions, we're going to go ahead and do the workbook. I'm going to go ahead and give like many examples of how you can break it down. Break down a challenge to hit on 3 points. A pain point associated with the transformation. And then let's get into the workbook. So we're going to go straight into the workbook, and I'm going to show you how you can outline. I love doing it on a Google Doc. If not, you can get a paper and pen, and do this. All right, wonderful. And let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and I will pause because I'm here to help you craft your outline. So today, what I want this week, that you're going to be crafting out your outline so you're ready for day 2, which is building your audience. Because the way you will build your audience, we're going to have a certain structure on how to build that with your challenge, right? And because I've done this before and I've done challenges before, please go to file, make a copy so you can grab that. But because I've done this before, I know how to, I've already built my audience. I have my Facebook group. I do the everyone tag and all of that, but there's certain sequences, certain emails are going to be included, and how you can use your email service provider to create that landing page. One of the things that I love about launching with a challenge and launching with maybe a Facebook group like this is because it kind of takes away from all that tech with a webinar. Now, when you have a challenge, let's say you grow your email list, you grow your, people are signing up like crazy on the challenge that you're offering, boom, then that's when you invest in having an ads, right? In Facebook ads. Then you invest in these other things because you have a working funnel. A challenge can be part of your funnel to bring in one-on-one clients, courses, or to your services, right? So, so this guide is to help you through crafting your own challenge. You can do a 3-day or a 5-day challenge. I've done a 5-day challenge. If you go to lindamendable.com, you will see my 5-day challenge, and it has been a blessing because it brings new people into my world. Okay, why a challenge? We a little bit discussed that, right? It's a fun, easy way that you can educate people on why you should, and why, and why you're the go-to person for the particular problem that you're solving, the particular pain point that you're solving. So let's get started. During your challenge, you have to do a combination of 2 things: give immediate wins and highlight a resource. Okay, so let's go ahead and type in the transformation. If you're on the chat, whether you're watching in Facebook, please utilize the chat, or if you're here live with me, I want you to use the comment section and type in the transformation of your offer that you want to sell. Like, what is the transformation of your particular offer that you would like to sell, right? That you would like to use your challenge to sell, because that's where you have to start. That's the first thing. So for instance, for me, and I'm going to type mine in here. Let's say, because I'm a web designer, so I want to sell my new web design course, right? Web design course, right? Type it in. Okay, so everybody has the workbook, and okay, tax and bookkeeping services. Okay, that's a good one, Jessica. Okay, what is it? Let's go here. What is the transformation of your tax and bookkeeping services? Like, what, people hire, what is the pain point? Like, where did they start? Like, oh man, why would they hire you? Like, what is the thing that they say to hiring you for your tax and bookkeeping services, Jessica? Overwhelm and trying to do it all yourself. Perfect. So they're trying to do everything, like their bookkeeping, their thing. And so what is that transformation that you're offering them? What would you say it is? Like, in your words, what is that transformation that you're offering them?
I guess taking out, like being able to outsource that and help them do what their business is for, instead of dealing with the tax and bookkeeping part of it.
So maybe feeling more confident in their finances.
Yes.
Okay. Like, what would you say is like the feeling that they get, not just with their confidence, like is there like a particular thing that you take care of for them? Like, what are they worried about? Are they worried about their taxes? Are they worried about, like, making sure that they get that, that they do their write-offs well? What are they concerned about?
I would definitely say making sure that they're doing everything per like the IRS and like what the IRS wants, while also maximizing their like tax deductions to make sure, like, to help them not owe as much.
So we got something really good here. So one of the things, as a business owner, and I'm sure many people that are here can also say, I know, right? That's good. So maximizing your tax deductions so you can create a challenge, a simple 3-day challenge on the important things that they need to make sure, that the IRS kind of like, can ping them for, right? And how to maximize their tax deductions, right? So let's say you create a mini checklist or a mini thing. So boom. So now transformation of the challenge that you want to create, because it's more in depth, right? It's more pieces than the outside layer. And this is the thing. This is why you got to take the transformation and take things step by step, because there's actually more pieces. You think it's simple because it's simple for you, but it's not simple for other people, right? Because we're not in that world. We're not in the IRS world. We're not in the tax world and the bookkeeping world. We don't know how to use QuickBooks. I don't know how to use QuickBooks. Is QuickBooks the right thing?
Right.
Show me how to use QuickBooks, So already you have a lot of things that can get people into your world and bring them. And then when you have your child at the end of your challenge and say, hey, they got wins and everything like that, but here to decide if you're the right person, like, oh my gosh, I've been looking for a bookkeeper, love the challenge that Jessica did. I'm going to sign up right away with her. I loved it, and I got the resources, I got her workbook, I got a little checklist that I know what to do when I bring it to her as a bookkeeper, right? Because she knows what to look out for. She really knows her stuff. And this is what a challenge offers. It gives people a deeper perspective of what it is, your knowledge-wise base, right? How knowledgeable you are within the context of what you're offering, right? Within the context of your services, your course, or your program. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So now let's go into what type of transformation. We're keeping it simple. You can do a whole bunch. You can touch on QuickBooks. You can touch on the IRS. You can touch on the maximizing deductions, right? What do you want your transformation of your challenge to be?
I think I would like to do the tax deduction route.
Okay. The tax, so they'll feel confident in knowing how to maximize their tax deductions, right? What question will your challenge answer? We already got that, right? How to maximize the tax deduction, right? And so, okay, anybody else would like to share about what they got? So we can go to the next part. I'm looking and see if anybody in the comments. Okay, minding your business before the business. Okay, can you clarify that? Can you make it a little bit?
As far as like minding your business before the business is, what I mean by that is that there are things that you need to take care of before you start a business. Otherwise, it can make your life like a living hell if you don't have those things,
Okay.
done and completed or in place before you even start a business. And I just share that from my own experience. I created a lot of trouble for myself when I started my business because I didn't take care of some background stuff before then. And it just created a whole lot of chaos that I had to work myself through.
Okay. So let's go into like what would people hire you for that particular, like what is the
We
name of
will deal with within this particular course that I've already started building. We deal with the finances, we deal with relationships. And when I talk about relationships, we talk about your immediate relationship with your spouse, your children. We deal with the finances, making sure you eliminate and minimize debt, those type of things, and actually knowing where your finances are.
Okay, that's good. Okay, and then the transformation of your challenge, that's the name of it, minding your business before the business, but we have to be more direct, we have to be more niched. They say that the best way to talk to people is to talk to them like a fifth grader. Like,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a bit complex, like minding your business before, people got to figure it out. They're thinking too much.
Gotcha.
Very, very clear on what it may be, boundaries, finances before you start, how to manage your finances before you start your business.
Oh, so in other words, it could be a full out course, but you will have to break it down to little mini courses.
The challenge is supposed to highlight the offer.
You know what? I apologize because I'm not even focused on the challenge right now. I'm like thinking about the whole shebang right now.
I know.
That's how my mind functions. I'm so sorry.
We'll get
that is how my mind functions. I'm seeing the whole big picture right now.
And we're gonna get to the bigger
talking
picture.
About a simple challenge. Gotcha. So as far as a challenge would be concerned, I would just focus on one particular piece of that, whether it would be the relationships or the finance. And so let's just say relationships right now.
Okay.
It would just be one piece of the puzzle and not all four of them.
So what's going to be that transformation? Are they going to be feeling better with relationships?
They're gonna fine tune their relationships and make sure that the people in their family understand, the steps, what they're moving towards as far as like building a business, because it's going to be so much easier when you have them on board with you versus they're not on board with you.
So let me tell you like this. I've worked with, with other clients, and one of the biggest thing that nails it, like that gets a lot of buzz, is boundaries. How to say no challenge, how to say no and develop.
I truly can tell somebody about how to say no.
How to say no. That's a big one. Oh my gosh. If you do a challenge with that, I'm telling you, it's going to go, because I already tested it out. That's going to be a big one.
So you already tested it out, then that's your challenge.
No, with another client. She's a coach, like a mentor, like a mindset coach, and one of her things were boundaries. And we did a post in her Facebook group about how to say no. That's all it said, how to say no. That thing almost went viral within her Facebook group. She only had 400 members. Like, we built her Facebook group. She grew it to like 400 members like this. And that was one of the things that were people pain points within her audience. Now, we attract certain people within our thing. So, but I'm saying how to say no. A lot of people have trouble with that. And it's an immediate pain point because sometimes we can be people pleasers, right?
Oh, I come from a background of being a people pleaser, and God had to like strip me of that and teach me how to say no. And I went through a whole process of things and learning how to say no.
Yeah. So this wasn't a challenge for her. Hers was like just a post that said,
okay.
That went viral. We didn't work on a challenge for her on that.
Maybe it could be a challenge for me.
Yes, how to say no. And the thing about it is your approach is going to be way different from her approach.
Oh, definitely. Yes.
So, but does this strike a chord with people? Absolutely. So I'm just letting you know. So I definitely need this. Jessica says I definitely need this. Yeah. So let's go into how to say no, and how to develop boundaries around your family and friends.
I like that.
Right? Super easy, to the point, know exactly what they're getting.
Yes.
Gotta make it you can't do the minding your business before you're gonna get crickets because people don't know what that is. Like, what is that?
Gotcha.
And then
Well,
they
I'm
don't
glad
want
I was
to
brave enough to put it in there so you could deal with it with me here. Yes.
Yeah, like, oh my gosh, I've been struggling with how to say no with my friends and family. It's not even about other people, it's my friends and family,
Just them. Yes. Yes.
And then what question is your challenge answer? Like for someone, because you coach people on this, right? You have a program, you're having a course with relationships and family and stuff like that. So I
Yes.
would say, what question is your challenge answering? Like for how to say no, I mean, I guess it's how to say no.
I know that's all I can think is how to
Yes.
how to confidently say no and mean it.
Yeah, and mean it. Wow, that's good.
I sound like I'm yelling, but it's just my energy.
You're good. I put an exclamation point. We yelled that out. Okay, now we're going to go into kind of like going a little bit deeper. So I'm gonna take first Jessica through this next step, and then I'm gonna take you, okay? And
Okay.
I know that you're here. Would you like to also type in the comment of what you would like to develop a challenge around? Let me know. I'm gonna give you a couple of minutes while I check if we have any comments on FB. You know what I'm saying? All right, so we're gonna get to it. So Jessica, let's get into the nitty gritty. So now we're gonna go into breaking it down even further. So we're gonna just do step 1 to 3. You can do, if you're gonna do a deeper challenge, you can do step 4s and step 5. And we're gonna do basically how they'll feel confident in knowing how to maximize their tax deduction. What's gonna be their step 1 to feel more confident?
See, this is where I like struggle because then
okay, if I come to you, hey Jessica, how do I maximize my tax thing?
I guess the first step would be going through your books and like organizing your books. And
so this is the resource, right? The resource would be a spreadsheet or checklist of what should be in their books. Okay, so 3 steps study. Okay, so what's going to be the next thing? We're going to do, okay, going through their books. What else? Like how in that step 1, going through the books, what does that look like?
It means sorting their expenses and sorting them into the right categories.
Categories, okay.
Making sure everything is like they're not missing anything. Like making sure everything, like, because I know, like for me, I have stuff coming out of my personal account and some stuff coming out of my business account because I started it late. Like making sure everything's accounted for.
Personal and business accounts, and maybe helping them just keep it like one business account and not using.
Yeah, that's really like the first
round their expenses.
Yes.
Okay, and then what would be that like? What would be the like within that step of going through their books? What are you going to go through?
Their income. Make sure
profit.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna first do that. The next step that you would do with each of these things is title them, right? Because what we're doing is you're sorting their expenses, and then this is what you can choose. You can pick and choose what you would have in the challenge. Does that make sense? Because all of these are basically really in depth, right? And they need tools and resources for these items, correct?
Right.
And so that's where you're gonna like come out with, what name would you name step 1? What, it would be, we'll go later into that once we get all of the other steps, right? But think about those things. Okay, now step 2, after you go through their books, in order to maximize their, what would be the next thing? They got their categories, they got their personal things, they got all of their, they got the checklist, like, okay, I got that. I took, oops, I used my personal thing for my business thing, and they got that all great. They see their income and their expenses. What's going to be that next thing?
That's what I see. Now I'm like going back and maybe
you gotta overthink it. Don't overthink it. Just whatever pops in your head.
So like what we put in the first step, those might actually be better for the steps, and like sorting through expenses being step
Okay.
one. Just like, because like I feel like,
Okay,
if
these
I'm
are
just-
big. These are big.
yeah, and I'm just doing books. Like if I was doing taxes with it, it'd be different. But like this is just getting your books right.
And so basically, in order for them to maximize their tax deductions is getting their books right.
Right.
Wonderful. So you got the 3 steps in right here, right?
Yeah.
So we don't got to go any further. And then we'll go into the next part in the next section. So now I'm going to go, can you tell me how to pronounce your name?
Yes, it's Tarasha.
Tarasha. You know, I knew it. I knew I was going to butcher it. Tarasha.
Tarasha.
Yes, welcome. Okay, so let's go into your step 1.
Oh,
Okay,
you got us on the hot seat. My goodness.
I am coming to you and
But
I'm
it's
like,
good.
girl, I cannot say no. How do I say no to, how can I like say no and mean it? You know, like they're gonna kill me. Oh my gosh, they telling me to come over. They think I'm a stay-at-home mom, and they want me to have lunch with them. And if I don't have lunch with them, I feel like I'm a bad, daughter or sister. So okay, what would be my step 1?
I would say, first of all, you need the foundation of understanding why you must say no, and understand the importance of setting boundaries. So you need to know that first, because if you don't know that, the importance of it, then just saying no is not good enough, because you're going to have to go back to that to be able to confidently, say no.
Okay. And now let's go into those mini steps in that.
Oh Lord.
understanding
I
the
knew
why.
this part was coming. I was like, I got my titles, but now I
You
got to
guys are
break
gonna
down
go through the titles. Since that was the easy part for you, why don't we do the titles?
Okay, and then I have what you must say no to. That's another title that will have 3 steps under it, because like sometimes people don't fully understand everything that they need to say no to,
Okay.
and when it comes to their friends and their families.
Okay, that's good. It could be a checklist.
Yes, exactly.
It could be like a value, like identifying your values.
Yes, ma'am.
A workbook that they can identify their values and right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
By
ma'am.
the way, when you do this challenge, this is I'm kind of telling you you can do a challenge to live launch, but you can also, if your challenge is really successful, you can also create it as a mini course and sell it as well. So just know
Gotcha.
that like you don't lose nothing with this type of challenge. You can use it as a lead magnet, right? To upsell.
Right.
Or you can even have it a mini offer, and have it as a lead magnet, because it's just so good. You have to pull people in because they're getting a specific result. They're getting a specific transformation. And this is the thing, people pay for specialties.
That's true.
All right. When there's a specific problem and you're hitting on it, people are more likely to pay for that than they are for, something called minding your business before the business, like it's too broad.
Right. I got you, because that's a whole like magnitude.
Yeah, like, oh shoot.
And so it would definitely have to be, yeah.
Okay.
I'm like, baby, we're about to deal with all of this, okay?
Yeah, like you gotta take up. That's why the challenge will help.
But then people get overwhelmed. They're like, okay, I'm overwhelmed. I give up. Now I'm not gonna finish the course. And we want people to finish.
And this is what a challenge would afford you.
Yeah.
Taking them into those bite-sized pieces, into your world, into your teaching style,
Yes.
and like how they can get those results, right? How they
I love it. Yes.
break it down for them. Okay, now so we got what you must say no to. What's the next one?
And the next title will be okay, so we said understanding. So the first one is understanding why you must say no and the importance of setting boundaries.
Understanding why you must say no, and what else? What?
And the importance of setting boundaries.
And the third one?
And so the third one, I don't have like all of the steps down right now, because I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm extremely heady. My mind is hyper. So I'm like a person who has to sit down and think this through. So I don't do well like with a lot of on the spot stuff. But like I'm already flowing. Like I got my titles, and then I get my steps. Like for step 2 would be what you must say no to. And that's why the checklist will come in. So because people may not fully understand, and let me stop saying people, women may not fully understand like all the things that come under that category of what you need to say, be prepared to say no to.
Okay. And this is good. This is outlined in a way to get things out of you. Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes a lot of sense. Yes, ma'am.
It's just to get the, something, just brain dump it. Sometimes
Right, exactly.
sometimes we hold
Exactly.
ourselves back because we're not writing it down. And maybe, okay, then you can like switch it up and you can move it here, you can move it there. But once you have like your structure and you know the goal, it's just a lot easier. Okay,
It's
now
a lot easier. You're right.
so this is the thing. Step 1 is your day 1. Step 2 is your day 2.
Gotcha.
Okay, and step 3 is going to be your day 3. So what would be the step 3?
The step 3 will be, where are you? This is where you do the self-evaluation. So we laid down the foundation of why you need to say no and the importance of setting boundaries. And then I've given you a checklist of the things that you need to, say no to when it comes to we're just first dealing with your family and your friends. And
Okay.
then you need to now take a look at yourself and look at this information that has already been presented from day 1 and day 2. And now you need to self-evaluate, because if you don't ever just sit down and say, okay, where am I right now?
Yeah,
And
I want to tell you a story. So right now I am in transition. This is for all of you guys. Right now I'm in transition. This is personal. I'm in transition to become a silver maiden because, I'm letting my hair grow out. I'm white, man. I'm like, my grays are there. And the reason why I will always dye it is because whenever I was trying to grow it out, my
Yeah.
kids would come into the room and they're like, Mama, I don't want you to get old.
Oh my
Right hair
goodness.
poking out, right?
Yeah.
Then the same day, my husband, hey, you're gonna do something about your hair, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then I will go visit my mom. Hey, I got a box in the back. You want to dye your hair? Then I will go visit my sister and be like,
Wow.
hey, Linda, are you gonna do something with your hair? Right?
The
So
pressure.
points. But I sat down with them and I said, listen, guys, this is me. I'm white under here. Like
Yeah.
there is no silver, it's white. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I'm gonna grow it out. Because at first they were like really apprehensive, really against me growing it out. I don't know why.
Wow.
But they were. But when I sat down, this is the importance of boundaries. When I sat down with them and talked to them, they were like, oh my gosh, we didn't know it was that. I showed them pictures of like, listen, I'm not gray, I'm white. It's white up here.
Yeah. Wow.
No joke. But when I sat down with them, I also got results. And I think that's the importance of sitting down with people and talking to them. Hey, this is what I'm gonna do. So I think your offer is gonna be really pretty good, because when you don't sit down with your family and friends, they're
Right.
steer you to where they want you to be.
That is so true.
So, I went off in a mini tangent, guys, but all right. So now, Jessica, we're gonna come back to you. So now we got your day 1, we got your day 2, and we got your day 3. Jessica, I want to make sure that we got also your day 1, your day 2, and your day 3. So you said you're going through your books, so sorting out their expenses, and that's gonna be day 1, correct?
Right.
Then making sure everything is accounted for personal. What I'm gonna go through is, and then this one you said is gonna be your day 2, right?
Right.
Profit, right? The income is gonna be day 3, right?
Right.
Perfect. And the thing about it is you only got like an hour with them, 30 minutes
Yeah.
to an hour. And these things are deeper, right? Each of these.
Right.
So now we got your day 1, day 2. And you can go into, okay, now we talked about what you're launching. I know I forgot how to pronounce. I know you're launching a program, Miss T. And Jessica, I know you're doing one-on-one consulting, correct?
Yes. And I'm also working on a course.
Okay. So, and this is great, because this is what you can do. You can launch and the course, and then you can also have an upsell into your one-on-one. And this will also help you stick to your prices with your one-on-one.
Okay.
So if you're if you're debating on lowering your prices or not, you don't have to when you have resources that will help them understand your value, right? And that's what these challenges are for. And that's what your course is for, to edify and to build up your own offers as well, and not just your client, right?
Right.
So now you have your upsell, and you have, okay, you know that this one is going to be more of a premium price point. And the course, if they can't, hey, you know, the expenses, I can't right now, I can't do the payment plan, or I can't do that, you know, investment right now, then you lead them into your course. So you can either do it a downsell or an upsell into your offer. You know, you can structure it how you want, what feels good to you. I really like marketing, because when you do a challenge, you're going through the steps and you're really presenting yourself as that lead figure. You're really presenting yourself as the authority in what you're, you know, what you're teaching. And it's not going to be a hard sell, because people are learning from you, right? So at the end, when you go into your day 3, it's going to be a no-brainer for you to present your, like, hey, we went through this. I know you need deeper support. Here's how I can help you in a deeper way. And it's going to be kind of like a no-brainer to them, because they're already in this mini challenge that you're taking them through. They're already gotten immediate wins, right? They already got certain pain points, you know, established. And then boom, it's going to be a no-brainer. Like, oh my gosh, I've been looking for someone like you. You're the one, right? All right. So now we're going to go into, and I do have like a mini checklist at the bottom on kind of like what you're completing. So make sure you complete day 1. I do at day 3, I'll be showing you guys kind of like the bonuses and stuff like that. But right now we're in day 1, outlining your structure and everything like that. So, and you guys got the workbook. So I'll make sure that you can use it for your own challenges and building out your challenges and structuring however you want. So we're going to go into these things. So what is, Jessica, what's going to be that step 1, day 1, in order to help them categorize, you know, like, you're going to have to teach them about categories, right?
Right.
How are they going to sort? So what's going to be, how they're going to, what can you offer? Like, what would be like maybe that resource that you can offer that can help them do the sorting of their expenses?
So I actually kind of have 2 in a way. So I have a spreadsheet that I have that helps with doing all that. That I actually have on my store at the moment and sell. But then also like putting with that, and this is something that I've recently thought about, was putting like a Schedule C cheat sheet of like the line items on a Schedule C and what goes into each line item, to like to help people know like what type of categories there are.
Okay, so this is wonderful. So this is what I would recommend. With each of your challenge, what you're going to develop is a workbook. Those deeper items, the spreadsheet, the cheat sheet, and maybe like a mini video tutorial how to utilize that, right?
Right.
Because do the workbook that helps them outline that spreadsheet. And that's going to be the spreadsheet, and the cheat sheet and the workbook is going to be a mock-up. And it's going to be kind of like on for your day 3, if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, because remember, we're creating the outline. We're going straight into how we're going to sell this thing, how we're going to put it together. So your workbook is going to be that free item, or that what they paid for in the challenge, right? So every day have a workbook, right? And like you guys are in here, right, with the structuring of this book and stuff like that. And then what you want to do is identify the resources. So identify the resources, and we're brain dumping here. And you said your resource, and this is why we go into these steps, because these steps are your resources. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, and that's why I put here that, you know, write out the titles. So what are you going to call that spreadsheet for the categories?
It's currently called, it's the ultimate spreadsheet for creators and small business owners.
I like the ultimate. So now let's go into, it's going to be for their books, right? So it's a spreadsheet that helps them with their books, sorting out their expenses. The ultimate the ultimate guide for sorting out your expenses, because you're not just selling the spreadsheet, right? You're going to be selling maybe that mini video that goes along with how guiding them
Right.
how to put together the spreadsheet, because I hope that you're not going to just, hey, here's the spreadsheet.
There's actually already a video in like,
So you're already guiding them.
yeah,
Oh, I didn't know there was a video. And look at that. In the title, you don't know. So you can do, so it's the ultimate guide to sorting out your expenses for maximizing, and then you can shorten it. You can like, then you take that title and you brain dump, you brainstorm on, like a cool way that you can bring that message across. So maximize your tax deduction for maximizing your tax deductions. And I would recommend like shortening this in some way. Okay. But that's one of like the resources. Does that make sense?
yes,
So the workbook is going to help with that guide, but that guide is the more in depth.
okay,
Does that make sense?
yes,
That's how you're going to be presenting it. So the workbook is that piece and it gives them immediate results, right? Because now, oh, shoot, I got the categories and da 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 da. And then now, hey, let's give you this beautiful thing that looks like, I'm sure it looks beautiful too, and I'm sure you can, I bet you have like percentages or,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So, oh my gosh, people need that, right? I'm sure it looks beautiful. I'm sure like it kind of like allows because spreadsheets are powerful,
right,
and people don't know that. And so that's where you take the workbook, because it's just the first step. And then the more in depth would be that guide, and like, wow, there's a deeper resource. And then that's what you're going to be presenting in day 3. Does that make sense?
yes,
Now you got your day 1 covered, and then in day 3 we're going to talk about the launching, right? Say, hey, you guys like this challenge, we covered going through your books and maximize your expenses, but I know there's a little bit more to that. Here is, if you sign up for my 1-to-1, or if you sign up for this course, you'll be getting the ultimate guide to sorting out your expenses for to maximizing your tax deduction, which also includes a video tutorial, a guide, a spreadsheet that has already things that, you can show them a little like taste of what it does, because they already got the workbook. They already did part of the work.
right.
All they do is plug it in. I got 5 more minutes, so I'm going to go next to Miss T.
Look, I got nervous over here. I was like, it's my turn. It's almost my turn. I'm going to stay to the end. I am not going to jet out.
All right.
Ah.
All right. So let's go into your resources and see how we're going to break that down.
Okay. I would like to see them. I would like to see them. I see a workbook.
Yeah, you always have to do it. Each challenge, we're gonna do a workbook.
Okay, for each challenge.
Now
And a
that
checklist. Oh, for the other thing, the checklist.
Okay, so you have a checklist. So okay, what else
Yes,
do you
ma'am.
have?
That's for the step, and that's specifically for step 2.
This is specifically for step 1.
Well, we're just sticking with the workbook for the step 1.
So the workbook, you always, for step understanding their why, you're gonna go through, okay, what would be that first step for understanding their why? Like, how can you take them through an exercise for them to understand their why? Why is that so important? What kind of like will help them, like, what is my why? How can you take them through that stuff? Like, if we were working like, girl, how could I understand my why? What would be the questions that you'll be asking me?
On the spot, I don't know right now, to be honest, because like I explained before, I like to sit down with information and then come up with things. I'm a teacher by nature, so like I will have a whole list of things that I could choose from. So like that's not a problem with coming up with something. But just trying to say it right now, I don't know. And I'm just being honest, because I know how my head works.
That's wonderful. I mean, you have the week. Because the next thing we're going to go, because if you have any questions, you can bring them into next week. and we can discuss those things too. So right now, go ahead. You were going to say something?
Yes, I was going to ask you because I'll be working on site next Tuesday during this time.
Okay.
Can I like put my questions in the chat and like send
Yes.
them to you? Okay.
So find it in the Facebook group and put the questions in that
Okay.
chat because
Gotcha.
the video is in there. I'm going to pin the video. So it's going to be a pin post. So make sure like go to the video and type all that are here. Just type your questions like
Okay.
in there as they come to you. And I'll be
Gotcha.
answering all of the questions on day 2. And day 2, you don't want to miss it because it's going to be about building your audience and it's really good. Okay. It's really
I
good.
know. I'm going to go back and catch the replay.
Yes. Yes. Wasn't this good? Everyone
This was very good. Like you like opened up my mind to some new avenues. And so like, I'm really excited about it. And so I'm like super, like I'm stoked.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah. It's so good. It's so good.
It is.
And you can repurpose this. You can repurpose.
Most definitely.
And remember, it's also about, this is the thing with social media and marketing on social media is that we think that we launch it, right? Oh, there wasn't no signups or nobody showed up to my live.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, right? Like, oh, nobody cares about this. That is not the truth. It's about volume, right? That's why people do Facebook ads and do target marketing because they want to reach more people.
Right.
More of a chance for conversions. That's the number that you got to go into, like conversions, but you got to be very, very targeted. So the challenge will allow you to see, is this going to be an easy yes for people? Are people signing up to join this challenge? Because then you got a winner and you validated a product.
Right.
So I
love it.
Yeah. And challenges are going to be one of the best ways to test. Do I go all in with this particular offer that I'm putting together, right?
I love it.
So, and then we're going to be talking about like, validating and growing, validating the offer. And this is what we're going through and making it very, very simple. When you go in niche and you go with a specific pain point and you bring that results, this is what you have. So does anyone have any questions? Jessica, do you have any questions before I let you guys go?
I'm actually getting an idea. Like I have my mind's going. So I'm like trying to put all my ideas down on paper now.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you guys want me to send you this? Would I work together for you?
That's good. Yes, please send me mine.
Yeah. I'm gonna share it with you. Okay. And you're on my email list, I'm sure.
I am. Look.
I'm so glad that day 1 was fruitful. And put it in the video so I know your question. Just put questions and then go into your question so I know it's a question.
Okay.
All right, and Miss Olson, do you have any questions, comments, or concern? Was this insightful?
Yeah, I've already done another challenge kind of like this, so I'd already had some of it built out, but I liked the 1, 2, 3 of each step, just to like that builds your slide deck kind of automatically. So
it does. It builds your, and for me, I'm about fastest way to get there. What is it?
Okay.
Because we're moms, right? Like we're moms, we're busy. We need a fast, direct place. So I'm so glad that it was helpful for you. Are you going to join us? Everybody's going to join us in day 2?
Depending on nap schedule, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's what I do on Tuesday. All my kids are in school. My little one, my 4-year-old, is in pre-K. Well, I hope to see you guys next week. And if you haven't gotten the workbooks, I think you guys have. And then, I'll be sending day 2, 5 a.m. Everyone is on the challenge because that's the one I send it out in. Is everyone in the challenge sequence? Did you guys sign up via challenge or just?
Yeah, I signed up for the challenge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Because then you'll get the workbook via 5 a.m. tomorrow morning, and then we'll go through it live. Because I'm not sending out to the list, and I'm keeping these videos open for like 24 hours, or next week, or I keep it the whole week because you have questions. So probably as a span of this, and then I'm gonna take down the videos. So make sure you grab the items. All right, ladies.
Thank you.
All right, everyone. I will see you all next week. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you have a chance, stop by the website at lindamendable.com. Sign up for the Blog Cure, which is an awesome course that I created that will help you set up your blog or take your blog to the next level, and join us over at Monetizing Mompreneurs Facebook group. I just want to say again, thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening. Easy.